Hello America, this is Keith, your friendly neighborhood technician, coming at you with some wonderful information. Today we're going to go over my door gasket is all jacked up and I don't know how to fix it. Well, it's pretty freaking easy. So we have a Frigidaire here. Now, it's pretty universal nowadays on door gaskets for all manufacturers, okay? They're pretty decent, they're pretty easy. The nice thing is, do this firmly, with force, but not janking and jerking, okay? What I mean by that is, if you take the corner and you pull, okay, you see, it actually has a groove, okay? If this is in here and I'm grabbing right here, there's a good chance I'm going to tear this, okay? So what you want to do is you want to pull it back and then pull it from the back side here to pull it out, okay? Don't just grab it and rip it, okay? Now, if you want to take the broken one off, that's completely up to you that way. But I would highly recommend just using, like I said, using the back here, and it pulls right out, okay? And it pulls right off. And this is pretty common for most manufacturers. Now, this is obviously not a bad gasket. What's going to happen is you're going to order a new gasket, and it's going to come to you something like this, okay? So this has been in a package, in a place for a very long time. So what happens is, when I unfold this, I am going to get stuff that looks a lot like this. See how those are all? That's going to be up and down through here. But there will be a sheet in there that tells you how to reform this. To put it back on, now if you look at this, you see how one side is clean and one side has these flaps? You need to make sure you get the right ones on the right side. Now, because this is a rectangular door, it will go on this way or it will go on this way. What I mean by that is, it'll fit this way or it fits this way, okay? Now, these have to go on the right sides, because you see these little flaps here? They're for a purpose. So if I go to close this, and I'll show you why, okay? And let's close this door without it. I don't know if you can see in there, that is an air gap which will allow warm air into your fridge, which will cause your fridge to work a lot harder than it has to. So if we look at this again, okay, because you can see how this one comes out here and it goes over my middle flap here, okay? So obviously I have one here and I don't have one on this side. So that's the case, I need to put this in there. Now, the best thing to do, start at one corner, put your other corner in, okay, and then push it in, okay, and work your way around. Now, you don't want to pull. You don't want to be pulling down, because they will stretch. And what happens is, if you stretch it, you end up looking like this, with this way down here. So you don't want to stretch it. Just lay it in and push it in, okay? When you get about not 80-85% of the way, then do your bottom corner, okay? See? You can pull that out and that makes it look better. If it pulls in like that, you'll get things that look like this, okay? See how it's tucked in? That's not in correctly. Pull it back out. Make sure you pull this out and then put it back in, okay? What'll happen is, a lot of times you'll see it up here on these kind of things that look something like this. That's not in correctly. Just pull it back out, put your fingers behind it, push it in, and put it straight. And then, like I said, just work your way around, okay?
Why would one of these gaskets go bad, Keith? Is it just normal wear and tear?
A lot of things can happen. Time, temperature, heat, age, things happen. You might be walking to the fridge and not realize it and slice it by accident. Who knows? There's a multiple ways of it possibly going bad, but they do go bad over time. And then the best thing to do is look up your side. Is it consistent? Is it even? And it goes in pretty much just like that. And then you close your door, and voila, that little gap is gone that was in there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little gap in there. You should be able to see a little bit of white. That's now gone. Now your fridge is sealed. Now, your bottom drawer, same thing. They pull in, they pull out, okay? Same principle. They pull in, but and same process. It is not rocket science. You can do this. The biggest thing is to make sure you get the old bend form off it. One of the easiest ways to do it is on a hot day, lay it out on some cement. Let the sun hit it, give it an hour, hour and a half or so. You will see when you come back, it has actually reverted back to its original form as opposed to being stretched and twisted, okay? Another way is get your sink with some really, really, really hot water, as hot as it can possibly stand. And then basically just wash it, let it run through the water to heat the material up so when it cools, it'll come back together. You can also use a hair dryer, okay? And what I mean by that is you get your hair dryer and you basically just slowly go over it. The heat will cause it to revert back to its original form, okay? And it will work. It's a very slow process using a hair dryer, but it does work. It can take anywhere from 20 to an hour to do a section like this. Depends how deformed it is, depends how bad it is. A lot of times what you'll see happen is, you see how this is actually really nice and even? What happens over time, you get things that look like this. That means your seal's not sealing as well again. That's when you want to think about it. It's just over time, because the more I push on it this way, is I'm actually squishing the seal, okay? Now when a new seal, not an issue, but over time, like I said, you'll start to see, instead of seeing a nice even gap, what you're going to start seeing is things like this that are actually sticking together. That's when you want to actually start working on, okay? This isn't rocket science. You can figure it out. You can do it yourself. It's cheaper than having me come out, but there may be some more time involved because you may have to, like I said, have to straighten this out, which isn't a big job. In a future episode, I will show you how to sit there and do it with slowly, because that's a relatively long video. We'll do that at a later time, okay? So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and come back for some more wonderful information, and have a wonderful day.